couple things I want to bring up. Last night, I received some calls about the activity that was going on over at the mobile home park. Last night, once again, we had our detectives out there at the mobile home park just looking for any leads. Please understand that we're going to be in and out of the mobile home park on a regular basis because that's where she was last seen. So we're going to continue to go out there and follow up leads, talk to people out there, see if we can generate any other leads while we're out there, and that's why we're out there last night. There wasn't anything specific we're after. We were just looking for any additional leads. We also, yesterday afternoon, right after the press conference, took another car in regards to the previous search warrant that we acted on out there. It was all wrapped into the same search warrant. We took a fourth car and towed it away from the scene to process it for any sort of evidence. Lastly, we are up to 477 leads. So everyone is doing a wonderful job of getting the message out there that we need tips and leads, because that's an increase of over 100 since just yesterday. So obviously with all those new additional leads, we're following up on all of them. None of the leads are being discounted. Every lead is being looked into and investigated. And with that, I will open up for any questions. Yes?
Do you know who the last person was to see her? And also there's been conflicting accounts of what she was wearing. So what was she wearing?
What she was wearing when she left the mobile home that we have on videotape is a pink Hello Kitty t-shirt and black leggings. That is what we believe was those were the items that she was wearing when she was last seen. I can't get into the specifics of who last saw her. Unfortunately, that's part of the investigation, but we do have that on videotape of her leaving the mobile home in that outfit.
Was there anybody else on that tape?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Was there anybody else on that tape?
I can't get into the specifics of that tape until we're able to release it.
Can we
Just
tell
warning
one way
that
or the other whether she
was talking several times about running
Friday?
away from home. Any talk from her or family that she was likely to run away from home?
No, that has been brought up as a possibility. I mentioned previously that we're looking at this from a missing person, from a runaway, from every angle possible. Yeah, obviously we're looking into it and investigating if it was possibly a runaway. And if it is, where is she at? We need to get her home. So no, it's something that we have heard and that we are looking into.
There was some report, though, with her age that an 8-year-old, even if she ran away for a couple of days, now that we're at day 5, would still be out there unaccounted for?
Yeah, that's a huge concern. 8 years old, unusual to run away for anything more than just a couple hours. So that's why we're so concerned that night, and we continue to be, that it is 5 days later. If she is a runaway, that's nerve-wracking, and it would be unusual for an 8-year-old to be gone for 5 days. So that is definitely one thing that we're looking for and hoping that we can find her here shortly.
There were reports about her father possibly being involved in the disappearance, and he may be in Mexico right now. Can you confirm or talk about those?
We did get a report yesterday from a gentleman that walked across the street saying that he had heard and had seen her father recently, and that had heard that she may be heading to Mexico. It is something we're checking into, but at this point we really have no proof or no actual solid leads saying that she has gone to Mexico. That's just been something that's been brought up, and is another lead that we're checking into.
The father, and does he have an alibi?
These persons of interest, have they led to any additional clues to get you closer to Sandra at this point after investigating and interviewing them?
Absolutely. I mean, every lead that we have in many respects gets us a little bit closer. It helps us get an idea of her activities prior to us last seeing her. Every person that we're talking to is helping us get a little closer. It's adding another piece to the puzzle.
Does the father have an alibi?
I'm not exactly sure if the father has an alibi or not. He came up from Southern California shortly after. I can't remember the exact day, so our detectives have talked to him on multiple occasions.
You know where he is?
Not at this point, no.
Has he said that he wants to have the girl live with him?
Not at this point that I'm aware of. As the leads take us, we will get more search warrants. I mean, we won't hesitate in getting the search warrant if we need one. But this morning, as I went to briefing, there weren't any search warrants that were active that I was aware of. But as I said, that could change in an hour, as we saw yesterday.
Are you that Frank Waller is now admitting that 2 years ago at the pool site kissed this little girl? He's now admitting to this. How much of a concern is that to you?
It's always a concern. You know, when somebody admits something like that, obviously it's something that we look at, and we look at very closely. I can't comment on his conversations with us because that's part of the investigation, but yeah, obviously that's going to be one of the first things we look at.
Obviously you haven't ruled anything out, but we've seen you, like neighbors say, you searched my house and looked under my bed 5 different times. You've been out here for day after day. Are you getting any close, even though you haven't ruled anything out?